So this is a video I meant to get out earlier, but I just never did because I got absorbed with the creaking that I've been doing lately. This is playboating at Offutt wave, and while we don't do any sort of real tricks, we're starting to get more comfortable in the boat, and so I'm doing things like little paddle tosses and trying not to use my paddle at all, that kind of stuff. It was a blast. Basically, this was in, I think, March, and it was a cold month, but we got a random, 75-degree day. So I walked a cooler all the way out with some, snacks and Gatorade and stuff like that, and set up like a surf camp next to Offutt Wave and hung out there pretty much all day. So there's a lot of footage here. It gives you a good sense of what the wave is from 5.1 and down. And we have some friends drop in and get a look at the wave from different angles, try a few different things. Remember, Offutt is an awesome place to just hang out. It's like a skate park. It's just downstream of anglers on the river left side. Always watch for wood when you go down there. Sometimes there can be some logs and things like that. But for the most part, at around this level, 5.1 and dropping, I think it goes to about 4.5 or so. Offutt is a great surfing wave for playboats, but hey, I've surfed my creek boat there. People are in half slices. It's a very friendly wave. You'll see river borders on there. So a good place to go practice. And we'll talk a little bit about the value of playboating too. I think it's a huge way to get better at kayaking quickly if you can get a good park and play wave and a playboat. Poof. Quick outfit change. Coming back to edit this video, finish it up, and get it live to you all. Just getting my sea legs on this wave at 5.1. It's pretty generous, pretty easy to sit on, but it's going to punish you if you lose your edges, just like any wave would. And remember, there's a secondary and even a tertiary wave back there that you can surf if you get washed off this one. This is me really intentionally carving it up, getting used to lifting my right and left knees, and what that does to the boat in terms of shifting it left and right on the wave. You're going to see I'm using my paddle a lot to pull strokes on left and right. I'm still not very good at getting a really consistent rudder, but over time in this video, you're going to feel and see me getting more stable and more comfortable with controlling my boat and not using the paddle as much.
I can't stay on the wave afterwards though. I always get off.
Little tests and demonstrations of confidence like a paddle toss are a really fun thing to add into your playboating. In a safe condition where you're not going to suffer consequences of swimming, or you get to practice your hand roll, or you have friends getting ready to T-rescue you, that kind of stuff, why not practice a paddle toss or try and get on the wave without a paddle? Those kinds of things simulate situations we might encounter in whitewater where our paddle breaks or is ripped out of our hands, and we got to get used to crunching down and being able to manipulate where the boat goes just using our hands. So interesting stuff to do. I do more of it as the day goes on. Good little self-challenge. Getting to this top wave and trying to surf it and then slide down into the hole is a really fun thing to do on this wave. And remember, because there are so many surfable holes here, you can try and string together combos where you surf the top wave, then the main wave, then the secondary, then the tertiary. And you can kind of play games of horse with your friends like that. It's a really good way to make surfing just like a little bit more of an intentional activity.
I couldn't believe I stuck that top wave.
Ladies and gentlemen, Keith has entered the picture.
Yeah! Oh! So close.
So while I'm content to do my little paddle twirls and tosses and things like that, Keith is trying actual freestyle moves here, really building up on the true basics of what you'll see in playboating competitions. Being able to flat spin and being able to throw ends and stay on the wave is really what that discipline is built around, not so much the paddle tosses that I'm doing. So in his way, Keith is reminding me, let's buckle down and do the real thing here. So that's something this summer that I'm really going to try and get better at.
Got him!
Listen, y'all, I know none of this is like amazing playboating. But as I'm learning to kayak, one of the things that I'm realizing about playboats is that since they're so small compared to other boats, they're lower volume, they are a smaller barrier between the river and your body. And your body has this physical perception quality about it where you are actually feeling what the river is doing to your boat much more clearly than you are in a creek boat. I was talking to a really experienced paddler friend of mine, and he was complaining about how the prior generation of creek boats all had like really inflated sterns. Like the Dagger Code has this like big bulbous thing behind you. And today what you're seeing in creek boat design with the Jackson Flow, the Waka Stoke, those kinds of boats is still all that big volume and rocker in the front, and then a maybe smaller stern. It's still a creek boat. It's not a half slice, but that stern is not as bulbous and high volume as in the prior generation with the Code, etc. And he said that he preferred the lower volume stern version of a creek boat because his stern was sitting more in the water and he could actually feel what the river was doing to his boat. Still enough volume to get you out of holes, etc. But what I'm trying to get at here is that a big part of kayaking is getting the physical feedback of how a move is supposed to feel, or developing the mental connection between what you're feeling and what it means. Like, is that the river grabbing my tail? What do I do now? And a playboat gives you kind of a lightning fast way to get a lot of those insights when you've been paddling only bigger boats before. So a big part of what you see me doing, putting my paddle out of the water and throwing it in front of me and throwing it in the air and all of that stuff, is becoming more and more familiar with how my body can control the boat, keep me stable, keep me from flipping over, etc., while my mind is working on a weird task like throwing my paddle or recovering out of the water, like whatever it might be. That's really what I'm doing here. I'm not attempting to get super like showy and fancy, although that is a fun little side benefit for someone who's usually so bad at kayaking like myself. What it is really a part of how I'm developing as a playboater and a general kayaker. But the next thing, like I said, for me is working on actually getting my bow into the wave and trying to do little turns and flips and that kind of stuff. We'll get there. No worries. All right, it's time for some refreshments. I'm tired, so heading back to surf camp, and I'm going to watch my friends play on the wave, and I'm going to give you sort of a bird's eye overview of what the broader feature looks like.
No spins. Piranha ones? Well, because the thing is, you look so good in that.
All right. I actually took vacation from work this day because the weather was so good. And as the afternoon gets later and later, more and more friends show up. So we've got a big old crew here surfing the wave. And we really just spend the rest of the daylight hours getting as much as we can out of it. Remember, if you're like me, not exactly the fittest person in the world, 4.5, 5 hours of surfing is going to make your core pretty sore. But having the right kind of nutrition and liquids nearby to keep away cramps and things like that will maximize the lifetime of your surf session. And to that end, I really like the idea of surf camp. If you're willing to spend the extra time to lug in a cooler and some little creature comforts, it totally is worth it. You could just spend the day out there, something analogous to the beach, which now that the weather is warming up and it seems like we might actually have some water in the river this summer. We'll see. I'm not making any predictions. Think of this as a true amazing benefit of living near the Potomac River. We have places like Sandy Beach and all kinds of cute little islands, Horseshoe Wave. There's always something to surf, no matter the level. And already, the weather is fantastic. So it's going to be an amazing summer, and I couldn't be more stoked. Make sure to say hi if you see me on the river. Always looking for surfing buddies.